If you are a student who's going from year 10 into year 11, I have some very serious news for you. The jump from year 10 to 11 and from year 11 to 12 is extremely big. If you are a year 10 student right now who's going into year 11, or maybe year 11 has already started for you, there's something you need to know. Year 11 is absolutely nothing like year 10, nothing. And the things that you did that worked in year 10 will not work in year 11. Now, the reason I can say this so confidently is because I've been mentoring students for almost 2 years now. And I have spoken to so many year 10 students who used to literally be ducks of their cohort, like this guy is, very confident, achieving success, on top of the world. Yet when they start year 11, because they just done the same things that they did in year 10, expecting that everything's going to go fine, as soon as year 11 starts, they become like this. They're stressed out, they're falling apart, and they are failing their exams. And I kid you not, I'm not exaggerating this, by the way. I have spoken to so many students who have gone from straight A's to C's and D's in year 11 and 12, right? And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why that's the case and what you need to be doing to make sure this doesn't happen to you. So, no BS, let's jump right to it. The thing you need to understand that is in year 10, the truth is it's easy. Now, the reason why it's easy is because you can get away with most things. If you ineffectively study, right? If you ineffectively study, well, you can still achieve good results. If you have bad habits, well, you can still achieve good results or decent results at least. If you barely study, you can still achieve decent results, right? And the reason why this is because number one, the content in year 10 is less, right? I don't get that much content. And number two, your school is typically more lenient on you for year 10. And that's why, for example, I'll give an example of a student who joined my program, right? Before they joined, in year 10, they were doing amazingly. But the problem is, even though they were doing amazingly, they were still studying wrong. They still had bad study habits. They still weren't effective and productive. But the reason why they still did well is because the content, first of all, is not that hard. But second of all, there's not much volume of the content. And third of all, they're more lenient because it's year 10. So the sad reality is, if you're in year 10 and you're doing well right now, you might think you have everything sorted out, but you could still be effectively studying. You could still have bad habits, and you could still barely study and think everything's going to be fine. But now let's compare that to year 11 and 12. Well, first of all, there is more volume of content and intensity of content, because this is logical, you're getting more content. Number two is that it's harder / more intensely marked. And number three is also more competitive. So if you go into year 11 and 12 having these same bad habits, your marks are going to significantly drop. I'm telling you right now, they will. The things that you do in year 10 or from year 7 to 10 will not work in year 11 and 12. I can literally guarantee it. And I can guarantee it because I've spoken to so many students who have done this, right? They're bright students. They want to do well. But because they still have bad habits, they go into year 11 thinking they're going to do well, but they still don't do well. They had the illusion that everything's going to be fine because they did well in year 10. But little did I know, year 11 and 12 is completely different. So, how do you fix this? If you're a year 10 student who's gone to year 11, or maybe year 11 started, the first thing you need to do is you need to actually learn how to study. Now, I have videos on my YouTube channel that go over this in depth. But yes, you need to learn how to study. Second thing is you need to fix your mindset. Now, when I say fixed mindset, again, I have another video on this on my YouTube channel. The beliefs that you have, the way you think, right? If you think like a year 10 student is not doing well, you're not going to do well in year 11 and 12. And the third thing is you need to do more work / application, right? You need to do more papers. You need to do more questions. You need to be more independent and do things on your own because you cannot rely on other people or your teachers. And then finally is behavior. Now, when I say behavior, I don't mean like good behavior and bad behavior. I mean the way you actually act. You need to fix the way what time you wake up. You need to fix your habits that you have, right? If you scroll all day, you could get away with that in year 10, but not in year 11 and 12. If you just play games all day, you can get away with that in year 10, but not in year 11 and 12. If you go out with your friends every week, you can get away with that in year 10, but not in year 11 and 12. So you need to fix these things and become that person who's capable of success. And if you want my help doing this, check the first link in the description down below. I run a program, mentorship, coaching program called Dux Academy, and we help low-performing students make an academic comeback and achieve their dream ATAR. We've helped over 200 people now, multiple year 10 students who've gone into year 11 and absolutely smashed it because we gave them the skills they need in advance to do well. So if you're interested in that, you can check the first link in the description. I have a free training video explaining how everything works. But nonetheless, I just want to make this video to make you aware, because awareness is the first step of change. And of course, you can find all these relevant topics on my YouTube channel. So check them out. I'll see you in the next one.